According to public data, the entry threshold for the world's top 10 car companies in the first half of this year was 1.2 million vehicles. The number one Toyota topped the list with sales of 3.9 million vehicles. The Chinese brand BYD ranked 8th, surpassing Kia of South Korea and Chevrolet of the United States. No. 1. Toyota Motors. In the first half of this year, Toyota Motors sold 3.919 million vehicles globally, which was 1.74 times that of second-place Volkswagen. It was almost a combined sales of the second and third places. It was in a cliff-leading position. The Toyota Group, including Lexus and other brands, where Toyota Motor is located, has ranked first among global car companies in sales for 5 consecutive years. Global sales in 2023 will reach 11.3 million vehicles, making it the only automobile group to sell more than 10 million vehicles that year. However, this year Toyota Group has experienced declines in China and Japan, 2 of its 3 major markets. In the Chinese market, due to squeeze from new energy vehicle companies such as BYD, sales dropped by nearly 11%. In Japan, due to large-scale vehicle recalls and suspensions, sales fell sharply by 22%. Fortunately, sales in North America, another market, have increased by 4.6% this year. In particular, sales of the hybrid model have increased by 57%, which has made up for the shrinking sales in China and Japan to a certain extent. No. 2. Volkswagen sold 2.244 million vehicles in the first half of this year, of which sales in China accounted for approximately 41% of global sales. Volkswagen Group's sales increased by 12% in 2023, reaching 9.3 million vehicles. This year, the Volkswagen Group's 2 main markets have shown an increase and a decrease. The European region is growing, mainly due to its ID, rubbing on the ground, very passive. No. 3. Honda sold 1.79 million vehicles in the first half of the year, of which sales in the US market increased by 9.3% year-on-year to 690,000 vehicles, accounting for 38.5%. Sales in China fell by 21.48% to approximately 420,000 vehicles, accounting for 23.4%. The main models of Honda Group are Accord and Odyssey, and its domestic joint ventures are Dongfeng Honda and Guangqi Honda. No. 4. Ford Motor Company sold 1.7 million vehicles in the first half of the year, with sales in China accounting for less than 10% and continuing to decline. Ford Group sold 4.1 million vehicles globally last year. No. 5. Hyundai Motor sold 1.6 million vehicles in the first half of the year, with sales in China accounting for less than 6%. Hyundai Group sold 7.3 million vehicles globally last year, including Kia Motors. No. 6. Suzuki Motors sold 1.537 million vehicles in the first half of the year and has withdrawn from the Chinese market. No. 7. Nissan Motor Co. Limited, Nissan Motor Co. sold 1.496 million vehicles in the first half of the year, accounting for about 20% of the Chinese market. However, this year it plans to cut about 30% of its production capacity in China to cope with the decline in sales. No. 8. BYD sold 1.394 million cars in the first half of the year. This data only includes BYD brands Dynasty and Ocean series, excluding Denza, Fangbao, and Yangwang. BYD Group ranks 10th in the world in 2023, with sales of 3.02 million vehicles, a year-on-year increase of 62%. The growth rate in the first half of this year also exceeded 40%. According to this growth rate, it is expected to rank 7th and sprint to 6th this year. No. 9. Kia Motors sold 1.7 million vehicles in the first half of the year, with sales in China accounting for less than 3%. No. 10. Chevrolet sold 1.2 million vehicles globally in the first half of the year, with sales in China accounting for about 2.5%. Summary: in the global car brand sales list in the first half of the year, Toyota leads by a cliff. and BYD surpasses Kia to rank 8th.